Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafting with Holly. It is the second Friday of February, and that means that I am back here to share with you another piece of artwork featuring this incredible stamp of the month called Say It With Flowers. And there is a thin cut option for this, so if you are a VIP, don't forget you get this free, the stamp set itself, with a $50 online purchase, and you can qualify to get this at a deeper discount. You're basically just paying for the thin cut option. And if you're not a VIP, it's only $5 with that $50 purchase, and you'll get a generous discount on the thin cut option, just not as much as the VIPs. And let me just turn over into this catalog. It's $21.95 for non-VIPs, and I want to say it's $16.95 for VIPs to get that thin cut option. And literally every icon, all of the flowers and the leaves and the stems, they're all thin cuts. The sentiments are the only thing that don't have a thin cut option. So much goodness in this book. If you haven't been a part of my Palooza events in the past, we just finished the Let's Party Palooza at the beginning of February, but we are getting ready for March. And the next collection that we are featuring is Sweet Memories. If you're in my private Facebook group, you'll get all the details on the different workshops that we're including this time. And oh my goodness, they are so fabulous. I just got done finishing the cards for the workshop that I teach, and I did a good, better, and best option this time, and you are going to absolutely want to be a part of it. It's just such a great 2-day online event that is available to you. So I wanted to just also point out on my website, you can go under promotions. We have the Gnomes for Spring collection that just became available. So much goodness in here. There is a bundle that you can get 20% off, and there's 2 separate workshops. One is the scrapbooking workshop, and the other one is a card making. And my dear sweet friend Tina Lovell created the scrapbooking workshop for Close to My Heart, and it is absolutely amazing. You are going to definitely want to grab that. If you love spring and you love gnomes, it's such a great collection. And guess what? For those of you that are not as into gnomes, the papers are reversible, and they are definitely more spring-like and less gnomey. And I'm just clicking on these so you can see the different patterns that are available. But look at those. If you don't like the more gnomey paper, the spring paper is so pretty. And let me just see if I can tap onto the next color. Look at how fun that stripe is and that swirl paper. That's so unique. And then who doesn't love a good plaid? And the cloud paper is super fun as well. So there's just so much goodness in this. There's also a paper collection, the cardstock, a stamp and a thin cut collection, a sentiments for the card making, and then look at this adorable thin cut in this gnome. She is so sweet. And you can paper piece her together, and she's got a little umbrella. So much fun. And there is the bundle. And look at that, that's a great discount for 20% off. So just one of the many products that are under the specials tab or the promotions tab on my website. And then Love Notes is still available through the end of February. Again, there's a great bundle in that too. There's a workshop and a card making workshop for both scrapbooking and card making. Sorry about that. And so let's dive right into the stamp of the month. Last week, I shared with everyone how to create this 2-page layout featuring some stenciling, but the technique that I taught is one of 4 on how to just color in these images with the shimmer brush. And it was just so much fun to just keep this really simple and not have the artwork itself take over my pages, but really truly be more of an accent. And I loved creating that visual triangle here with these images. And then the stenciling was super fun to create, and it just helps to fill in some of that empty space. And it was just a really great way to commemorate my trip back in December when I visited London with my 2 daughters and my husband. So that was super fun. I'm going to link this video down below. If you didn't get a chance to go and watch that, go grab a peek at it. But today I am going to walk you through how to create this card. And next week we're going to walk you through how to do this one. And then we're going to finish out the month of February with this beautiful card. So let me put these other projects out of the way. Let me grab my supplies here. And I'm going to teach you how to color not only with a water brush and our ink pads, but then we're going to go back and we're going to accent with the shimmer brushes. And we have so many gorgeous, amazing shimmer brushes. Just look at them right here in this caddy that I have. This is just a few of the shimmer brushes that I have. But I've got here on my craft organizer, the periwinkle. We're going to be using that one, so I'm going to just put that there. I've also got my black Le Pen handy because we're going to be doing some doodling. And we're going to accent with those beautiful shimmer brushes or glitter gems. But I want to walk you through how to stamp this image. And if you've never used our stamps before, you are in for a treat. You are going to just simply carefully pull this image off of the carrier sheet like so. They can be very fragile, and so I've been known to tear mine. So just be careful when you're pulling it off for the first time, and then season it up really good on the palm of your hand. It just helps to remove any residue that's left on the stamps during the manufacturing. And then I'm using intense black ink for this, and I'm just kind of tapping and twisting onto the stamp, and then I'm going to carefully line it up without hitting the camera, as I've been known to do. And then I'm just going to let the intense black ink just sit here onto my White Daisy cardstock for just a couple of seconds, just so that it can absorb right into the paper. And look at how beautiful that is. A perfect image. So I'm going to just set my block off over here. And actually what I do once I'm done is I'll just take our chamois and I'll just wipe off all of that ink, especially if it gets into those little nooks and crannies on the stamp. And I am really loving our new carrier that we have for our chamois. This is what it looks like. And it's great because when you're using it for your stamp projects, you just wet it, put it on the tray, and then just take the lid and put it as a base. And then when you're ready to leave, you can just snap it right into place, and because it has these wonderful holes and this pattern on it, it dries out the chamois on its own so that it's dry and ready to go the next time you want to use it. You just get it wet and that's it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take the periwinkle ink, and I'm also using sage here, and I'm just squeezing my lid together so I can grab some ink in the lid. And I'm going to pick it up with my brush, and I am going to go over this area and color it in with the ink pad. And it just creates this beautiful hue of color. And I'm just going to keep picking up color as I need it. The intense black ink, I love it because it is not a water-based ink, and it will allow watercolor, alcohol markers to go over it, and it will not bleed. And this is going to be so pretty when it dries. It really softens down the color. It's not as intense as it looks right now. Okay, and now I'm going to just wipe this off on a scratch piece of paper that I have sitting over here on my desk. And I'm just going to wipe that off. And now I'm going to pick up some of the sage ink, and I'm going to color in all of these leaves just like this. The more color you have on your brush, the more intense it's going to look. I think I colored this one actually green on my example. I'm trying not to get my head in the picture here so you can see what I'm doing. So, so pretty, so soft. Okay, whoops, got a couple more leaves that I want to color in, just like so. And now I'm going to take the Seabrook Shimmer Brush and I'm just going to go over these darker areas and lightly color over them, and they are just going to pop these leaves so beautifully. I am really not an artist in any stretch of the imagination, but I am here to tell you I've learned so much through the years of being a maker, and it gets better and better the more practice you do. Okay, now we're going to take periwinkle and we're going to do the same thing. We are just going to start touching these little lines and just add color right here at the center of our flower, and look at how gorgeous that is. Isn't that so pretty? I love coloring, and this is so fun to just make this little flower come to life by just adding a little bit of color with some ink and then the shimmer brush. Just like that. That's all there is to it. It's so beautiful. So now I'm going to hold this up to the camera so that you can see. Look at that glitter and how it just sparkles and shines. Isn't that so pretty? So I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to let that dry. And I want to do something real fun with this white piece. I actually took the blending brush and the sage ink, and I put just a little bit of color right here. And I'm not pressing down at all on this. I'm just letting the brush release color. If I pressed harder with my finger on the brush, it would release a lot more color, but I'm just allowing the brush to just lightly kiss the paper. And I'm just bringing in some of that sage color all the way around, just like that. So, so soft. And then I'm going to take my black journaling pen and I'm going to do some little lines and some freehand doodling. And I'm going to try and not press really hard on my pen. And I'm just going to go all the way around this, connecting the lines. I tend to take a deep breath so that I don't shake so much. And then I'm going to just keep going and just finish this up. And then I'm going to come back and just kind of connect those. There we go. Just a fun way to just draw the IN. So now I'm going to go ahead and assemble this. This came together so quickly. I'm using the light shade of the periwinkle cardstock. I love our cardstock because it's double-sided. One side is lighter, one side is the natural color. And it makes it so nice for layering with. So now we're going to stamp the Thinking of You. I'm going to grab my carrier sheet. This is such a beautiful script. I'm going to just load it onto my block again and take the intense black ink. And let's put this down here like that. And then we're going to go just right here in the center. Again, I'm just going to hold it there for a second, trying not to rock my block because I got a little bit of ink in the bottom corner of there. And that is perfect. Let me just clean this little guy off before I forget. And then I'm going to use some foam tape to pop this piece up. And that one's, I'm running low on that one, so let me just go ahead and use the thinner. We have two sizes in our foam tape, which is super nice for narrow pieces, but when you're in a pinch and you've got a big project to pop up, you can always use this narrow tape too. And then I'm just taking my non-stick scissors, which I love so much for paper crafting. And I'm gonna just put that on there. It's not too pretty, but guess what? It's gonna be turned over. No one is ever gonna notice it. And I'm gonna just quickly get the backing off of this. And then I'm gonna mount this piece, which I love. This is part of the Sweet Memories paper collection. It is so beautiful. And then I'm gonna attach this piece of periwinkle right here. And I just love having that little bit of paper. Almost looks like a Polaroid. And then, where are my beautiful flowers? We could even pop those up with some foam tape too. Why don't we do that? That'll add a little bit more dimension to it. I didn't do that on my original one, so I'm going rogue. But I think it will add some really fun dimension on here. And then all I'm going to do is just accent with those beautiful silver glitter gems, and our first card will be done. And if you haven't already liked or subscribed to this channel, I would love it if you would follow me. And every week when I pop in here with artwork, you will get a notification sent to you. And it's just been really fun sharing the products that I have been creating with Close to My Heart product. And I am celebrating 20 years this year, and Close to My Heart is celebrating 40, which is absolutely incredible. So it's going to be a fun year of creativity, I have this feeling. And I'm going to just add those larger gems right on here, just like that. And there you go, everyone. There is another beautiful card featuring the Say It With Flowers February Stamp of the Month. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next week.